Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a quick video about this knife. This is Pete's Pirate knife. This came in from Big Idea Design, so big shout out to them. First, let me show you the packaging. It comes in this box, and then this kind of opens here, and then you have this faux wooden box. Pretty sure it's plastic. You click, oh no, you have a little tab you pull right here. There's a magnet at the end, and that sucks it in, keeps it in place. You get a black Ranger eye, which is pretty cool. I don't follow Pete at all, so I have no idea what, anything in here is collectible or whatever. I know his stuff is really popular, but I've literally seen like one of his Instagram posts, and obviously I've heard a lot about him. But yeah, so you get a Ranger eye and this ridiculously small microfiber that makes no sense, but I guess it fit in there, so I don't know. And then you get this sticker, which is a dope sticker. It's got like pirate shit on the back, and then the knife was in there. The knife was not sealed in any way, so I don't know if Big Idea Design had this knife out already for marketing purposes or something and then sent it my way. So I want to make that clear here because of what we're going to get into. Because I have a few gripes with this knife. So again, Pete's Pirate knife. I believe these are selling for $280 or $260, something around there. It's in titanium and S35, sorry, S35 VN steel with a titanium frame lock, no steel insert. You have a black wash handle and blade. And that was 200 and what did I say? 80, something like that. With that packaging, I get it, right? I could see it costing more for the packaging, but I don't know. This package altogether to me is like maybe $150. So I guess you're paying the Pete's Pirate Life tax, right? Which is fair. He's a big influencer or whatever, so it makes sense. I just want to get that out of the way. The price seems a little bit high. The knife came centered but with play, and then if I tighten it, some interesting stuff happened here when I went to tighten it. And I actually deleted my first video because I took it apart. I did all this stuff trying to like figure the knife out because it really had some issues out of the box, but we'll get to that. So if I tighten this down, you'll see it is now off center, and it now has no play. The action's still pretty good, but it's quite a bit off center. So they had it where the blade was centered and you had a little bit of play, in the box. So they wanted it to look centered, obviously. You have a T10 here and a T6 here. So I've heard a few people say it's a one screw construction. That's two. So there's one here and one here. That's two screws, guys. Just want to point that out. Technically it's three, but whatever. So out of the box, we had the blade play, to fix the centering issue. So either centered with play or off center with no play, right? They just, whoever assembled it, I guess, had to decide that. This screw over here is shredded. I cannot easily turn this screw. You see how it slips out? Because out of the box, this was absolutely shredded. Look at that. Isn't that gnarly? This side's fine. This side I can drive all day, no problem, but this side's shredded. Now, this side is connected to the barrel, and there is a D shape in there, so it's interesting. I don't know why they didn't put just like a flat, no tooled screw in there. So this side is attached to the barrel, secured, and then there's a D shape in here. Actually, I'll just show you. Easy disassembly. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I don't want to mess with it again, but D shape right here. The D shape is actually on this scale, so it goes through the D, and so she said, and then out this side. So this side doesn't have a D shape on it. You could do it either way. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really make a difference either. So let me drive this bitch back in. And we are mostly centered. A little bit of play. Okay. And then, so basically you take this T10 out, and then you take this T6 out, kind of wiggle the clip up, and that'll pop this piece out, and then the knife will just come apart. And then the lanyard hole is kind of connected to this backspacer piece. So you have two scales, this backspacer piece, the plate, the screw, the clip, and then the barrel and the pivot. So for a knife that seemingly is simple in the sense that, like, compared to, you know, most knives, right? Like, this is my Shank Knives Ally. Compared to most knives, it has less screws, right? You have the T10, and then, you know, there's no showing screws or whatever. You still have the T6 down here, the plate, the backspacer piece, the two scales, barrel, pivot screw, right? You still have all that stuff. So it doesn't really end up being any easier. Like this, I take this screw out with a T15, take these two T8s off, boom, comes apart. This backspacer is actually nicely mounted to the other side, but you could count that as well. So once you add that plate on the back, you kind of end up with the same amount of parts as you do on a normal folder. So I don't know. I just wanted to mention that. Out of the box, I would say the blade to handle ratio stuck out to me. It seemed like it was off. I did measure this. You have a 3-inch blade or just under, and you have a 4-inch or just under handle. So the ratios honestly are pretty normal. If you look at the tip down here, here's a little bit of room, but it's not like crazy. I wish I gave the angle I need. There you go. It's not crazy. It's fine. It just seemed that way out of the box. The detent is a little light. I did try to put a little pressure on it, but I did not really. I kind of was like, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to mess with it because I don't, you know, I want to review it the way it is and kind of go from there. There's a little bit of stick, but it's not bad. You know, I don't know if you can hear it. Kind of grind a little bit. You can hear the bearings, which are absolutely microscopic. So I brought out the skiff measuring thing, and it was at least a 1 millimeter ball. It might even be smaller. I've never seen balls that look this small. And then it's just a very, like, chintzy plastic cage that they're in. It was very odd. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me just see if maybe there's a little oil on here. Clean that up. What else? I might as well just keep going over the things I don't love. The detent was a little light, and I mean, you can see, you know, even if I light switch and pull a little bit, it's not flying out. If I want it to, sure, it comes out. So is it too light by any means? No. It's definitely serviceable. Is it my style? No. I would like it to be a little bit stronger. The jimping on the flipper tab is pretty minimal. Doesn't really need it, so I get it. The overall silhouette and design is not really my style either. Kind of gives me like banter vibes in a way, which is interesting. You have kind of a spear point blade. You do have a really nice hollow grind. That's one thing I really like about this knife is it has thick stock, but man, is that a thin hollow grind. It does cut decently. You hear how it kind of sounds like it's tearing. Oops. Like it doesn't sound super sharp, but I have that same feeling with the Mini FSD. Hear it? And I think what that is, this does feel sharper. I think that's the hollow grind that's kind of ripping through the material. Here's a 8 thousandths behind the edge Demco reblade. Hear it? So, you know, and then if I take something with, say, a flat grind, Well, that has it too. So I guess, you know, maybe that's a normal sound. I don't know. I thought maybe the hollow grind was adding to that loudness. And it's not like the blade's dull and it's tearing through. It's just, you know, how it sounds. So it's decently sharp. Doesn't have the best edge, you know, factory edge, but it is what it is. It's fine. Just trying to get rid of all this. Man. All right. You do have this Pete's Pirate Knife, or Pirate Life, sorry, logo right here. I find it a little weird that it's kind of going from the flat up here down into the hollow. I think I would have liked it better if it was just placed right in the center here in one area and not just slapped on like on a cross section there. I don't know, that was just a little weird to me. Lockbar access is solid, no issue there. The closing action falls to your nail, nice. Pretty smooth shakedown. Honestly, that feels good to me. That's solid. Once you get the hang of the detent and the action, it's not bad. I actually kind of enjoy it. It's a fun knife to flip. Kind of reminds me of Vero's, you know, with the flipper. Kind of fun to drag it back. It's got a very similar kind of routine in terms of how you deploy it and disengage it and everything to a Vero. The flipper tab makes the detent more forgiving, you know what I mean? One other thing that is odd to me is I think there's just a lot of play in the pivot. So just listen to this. That is, to me, the sound of a knife that the blade hole, like, so the hole that the pivot goes through on the blade is too big. Or because of the D-shaped pivot, maybe there's space in there that's allowing it to do that. That's not something that bothers everybody. It is a little bit of a pet peeve to me, but just to be fair, you have knives like this Vero here that you can't hear it maybe, but I can feel it. There is some of the same play there. Even knives like, let's see if the Stout, my own design, has it. A little bit I can feel it. Now again, you're not getting any of the sound that you're getting here, but you do get a little bit of the feeling. So it's not like unheard of or anything, but it's odd that it has that sound. I think maybe part of it is those bearings being so tiny, but it does give it a little bit of a jank feel that, you know, that you notice that. And I only noticed it because I was flipping it and I kind of could hear something bounce, like when I did this. And I was like, ooh, and then I did that. And then I started feeling it. So those are, you know, for a lot of people, those are going to be real nitpicks. It does feel solid. It has a good clip. The Big Idea Design clip here is good. This is the same handle that comes on that Thai utility knife I did a video on and some shorts on. That Kickstarter is up right now. I believe those are going to ship in like April or something. And this is a collaboration with Big Idea Designs and Pete's Pirate Life. And they decided to, I guess, or I don't know how it worked, but it got released under Pete's name. So again, price point, I think, is affected by both. It's Pete, so, you know, it probably just has a little bit more, you know, it's going to cost more, I guess. And then you have Big Idea Designs possibly getting a cut. You got to get it OEM. You know, they got to get a cut. So I know how that is. And it can jack the price of a knife up. But still, $280 or whatever seems high to me. Ergos, if you hold it in this back grip, are pretty comfortable. Feels pretty good in the hand. I would obviously choke up here like I would on any Vero or EMP knife that has that kind of flipper tab. Feels really good right here. You don't have any jimping or anything, but you don't need it because it's really thick stock. So you get a good grip there. If you want to get into a pinch grip, you can do that as well. So, you know, it's an interesting knife to me. I don't personally love it. I don't love the overall aesthetic. I don't love, you know, the little bit of, you know, the nitpicks I have. I think a lot of it would have been solved by just using normal bearings. I don't know what that's all about with those tiny bearings, but if you're a big fan of Pete and his stuff, I think you're going to really like this knife, and I think you'll enjoy it and all that good stuff. But if you're like me and you're just kind of ignorant to his existence, sort of, you know what I mean? I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean like, it's just not something I follow, right? I'm not into the pirate stuff. I'm not a big photography guy. So it just doesn't like do anything for me, really. So I'm basing it solely on the knife, you know what I mean? And it falls short in some places for me. But I can see somebody enjoying it. So that's really the best way I can put it. So that's the Pete's Pirate knife. Big shout out to Big Idea Designs. They had no reason really to send this to me because it had already basically sold out and all that stuff. So it was cool of them to just include it when they were sending me this other item, which is what we're going to look at now. So that's the Pete's Pirate knife, and then we have a slim bolt action pen. This I actually asked to check out. Well, I guess we could use the knife, right? Oh, this stuff does have a reversible clip, by the way. You just unscrew that, take off the plate, flip it around, screw it back in, which is cool. Do appreciate that as a lefty. Get in here. Oh, we're going to need that again. Hold on. So I asked to check this out because my buddy Ben Belkin of Jack Wolf Knives, he got one of these and he was kind of raving about it, honestly. Can we cut? Okay. Yeah, a little bit of stick there. I don't know if that was because did I push on the lock bar? Yeah, see, no stick. Push a little bit. Yeah, you get a little click. All right, so this comes with what extras before oh, look at that. Little Damascus John button. You have an extra screw or something, an extra spring. Cool. And a little Allen key. I think this is how you disassemble it or whatever. We'll get into that. Cool sticker from Big Idea. Refill adjustment tool. Probably the instructions. Cool. Really nice looking pen. So I've had their pens before, bolt action and everything, and I wasn't that big of a fan. Like, I love the idea of how they do the refills that work for everything, but I didn't like the way that piece worked, where it was like an extra kind of cylinder on top and you tighten or loosen it to fit the refill. But when I didn't know they had these slim versions, and the slim versions have a different mechanism which allows it to still have a really snappy sort of bolt action. It's not as, I don't know, I just felt like the other one, it was a little mushy because of the system. So like super cool, but at the same time, you know, I don't know how to explain. I just wanted it to be a little bit crispier. So in here we have a Schmidt 900. So it's actually set up for Parker refills, which I love. But I was going to go ahead and try to pop in this Pilot Precise V5 and see if that works. I think I might need that other spring for this, but we're going to see. Maybe not. Oops. So I don't know. I might need... No, it's the same spring, right? It's just an extra spring. And there's like a little cap in there too. So let's see what... Oh, O-rings. Then we have this guy. And we have this guy, which definitely putting on. So let's see. I think what we need to do, because this refill is longer, is loosen this a little bit somehow. Is this the right tool? Because it feels like it's... Interesting. Should probably do some research, but does this slide all the way in? No, that is for what? What is that for? What is that for? So let's do this first. Swap this guy out. Or do I need to take this? I doubt it. Okay, we're going to get that in first. Okay, that looks dope. So we got a little Damascus piece. So let's see what happens when we loosen this. Is that what I'm... Or tighten it. Okay, I can't do anything. Internal refill length adjustments. End cap removal. Wait, internal refill. Okay. So, I think I do actually drop this guy in there. Yeah. See that? So what is that end cap for? Oh, it has a hole. And this would be a knot hole. Got it. Okay, so did I make that long enough? I think I'm learning here. So this would go which way? This way? I don't know. Look at that. See that? See how far that's popping out now? And if I... Right, okay. So now I stick this guy in again. And it's loosening her up a little bit. We obviously need it to sit inside... Oops. We need it to sit inside the scale, so... Alright, so our pen is inside, and then when I drop it, now it comes out to there. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you can see it, but the pen, or the tip, is actually sitting to the side, which is kind of weird to me. I could probably pull it up a little more, too. There. And I don't know if I should be putting it the other way, the spring. But would that... Let me try it this way. I almost feel like it was meant to go on this way, but we'll see. Feels a little crisper. And what about the tip now? Yeah, now the tip's centered. Got it. So I had it the wrong way. And when it pops down, we have a good amount of tip coming out. That's nice. We grab some paper. Now, I went with this just to try the V5 Pilot Precise, because I used to rock these for work. I used to rock this refill at work. But now I rock the Parkers. I don't know. But it's different. So maybe it's cool to try something new occasionally. And the only other thing I'd want to do is swap. I would probably try to swap this out with the one that's closed. But you probably don't want to do that until you're certain that you're going to stick with this refill. So I'm going to wait because I may switch to a Parker. And then I got to take that cap back off. Plus, it was kind of hard to get that cap off. I could probably just use... Yeah, I could just use a regular Torx and get more, you know, get more torque on it. So, anyway, that's how you adjust the Big Idea Design Slim Titanium pen. I got to say, this is awesome. I really like this pen. This is totally different than the other one I have or have handled that have that sort of like cylinder on top that you tighten and loosen. I just don't like that. And I feel like it makes the action mushy. This keeps everything tight. You know, it just adds and removes a little bit of length. It's really cool, honestly. The clip looks really nice. You can reverse that over to the left side, which is cool. But I like going down like this. That's what she said. Down to the side. So I'm good with the right hand style anyway. And the clip's not in my way at all. So this is how we will rock it for now. Yeah, I don't know if it would be good to test. I don't know if I love the refill. I used to love this refill, but let's see what it's like with the Parker. Pull that out. I could leave that right. Hold on. All right, I guess that stays. Something got me a little bit here. Let me get a Parker out. I bought all these different refills to like try stuff. And yeah. So drop that in. So use the same spring. Nothing happens, so we gotta take this guy, tighten that down, right? Get in there and tighten it this way. Still nothing. Okay, so we got, okay. Okay, that's as far as it goes. See, this is what I'm saying, where it feels mushy, but I think the spring isn't operating the way it should. I think now I flip the spring this way for this pen. We'll see. Dude, this thing is incredible. And there is tons of tip there, so I could probably be safe doing this. Just back it off a touch. Still get plenty of tip. Yeah, I like this way better. Yeah, I'm just a Parker guy at this point. So I don't know, what happens if I just leave it like that and then... There, brings it up a little bit. So, there, that feels wonderful. Just leave it right there, right? Plenty of tip. Ooh. Feels good to me. And then I could probably see, let me see if I can get it. That's what I'm afraid. I don't want to strip it out. Let me just grab this. See if this is the T20. Feels a little bigger than that. Can't get this into anything. Ugh. T25, let's see. Yeah, it feels right. So let's just... So once you know where you want it, which is right here for me, then you can seal it up with that. And now you're good to go. And then if you ever want to go back to, you know, where you can easily swap refills all the time, you can do that. So this goes here, this goes here. This is freaking awesome. I mean, this is, yeah, this is genius. This is what I would call a genius product right here. That's freaking awesome. So we're going to put this in here, put the tool in here, close that up, put this here, pop that all in there. Slim bolt action pen, guys, from Big Idea Designs. This is a home run. I mean, I think they were like 150 bucks, something like that. And you're talking, you know, you get a little Timascus guy, you get all that stuff. I mean, I see awesomeness. What I would do is take, well, I'll wait. I was going to say I would take a little bit of, uh-oh. Shit, that's what I was worried I would do. Fuck. All right, what I gotta do is take this out. That should, hold on, let me grab in here. I was gonna Loctite it. I should have never messed with it, but I did. So hard for me to hold on to this little thing. Jesus. There we go. Yeah, I don't think there's a point in Loctiting it until you actually need to. Like, if it starts loosening a lot, then I'll do it. But why do that now? Perfect. All right. Yeah, like 150, let's say, if that's what it costs. Maybe. Might even be less than that. Probably more like 100. This is literally a home run. There's so many good pens now out there. I mean, you have the Cam pen from Billet Spin. You have, you know, the Smooth Precision pens. I just got another pen that's really cool. It's called the Automog. I just can't seem to get a refill I like in it. The version I got from them only takes Pentel's. and they're just not for me at all. They're kind of like the V5, but not quite as smooth. And I didn't love the V5 either, but look at this pen. Beautifully machined titanium. And then it has this clicker here with a little detent. Really cool. Nice clip. I'm definitely going to try to find one of these in a Parker style. Just really nicely made, I gotta say. So definitely digging the Automog too. So just so many cool pens right now. Nottingham Tactical, Tactile. So you have a lot of options out there. But if you're somebody who likes to try different refills, isn't sure what they like, shares your pen, I don't know, then this might be the guy for you. Plus, even if you don't and you just like a specific refill, this pen is really good. Once you get it set where you want it, it feels crisp. The clip's really nice. Did that? No. I like the threading. I like the little knurling right here. I love the stonewash. Tip is really nice. You can adjust that yourself, which is really cool. Clean look. So, yeah, really like that. And then we checked out the Pete's Pirate Knife. You know, maybe not for me, but I can definitely see why some people were getting really excited about it. And if it's your style, then, you know, cool. So, love you guys. Thank you to Big Idea Design. Definitely check out my link down below. You can use my discount code LeftyEDC on everything on their store. It does help the channel if you do that as well. So, I would appreciate that. You don't have to, obviously, but yeah, Big Idea Designs, LeftyEDC is the code. Check it out, and love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.